Hey there everyone, welcome back. And now for this next video, what we will be doing is we will be working on our schema. And as I mentioned before, everything should be, it's best practice to have everything organized. You have, your controller folders, your route folders, and your model folders. But just for this tutorial and this purpose, I'm just going to have everything on the server once again, except for our schema. Okay, so and I just wrote schema that way I don't forget about it. You definitely won't forget about the schema, but I just wrote it that way we can all see that what's next to come. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a folder in our backend. So we're going to go to backend and then create a folder, and then we're going to call this one models. Because sometimes, depending on the type of project that you're looking to make or the type of app, you will definitely be having different models. And then for this one, new file, we're just going to have one model, and it's going to be one file, and then we're going to call it TODO schema.js. Okay, so you just press enter, tab, and then poof, that's pretty much it. So we have it. We have our new file that we're going to be working on, which is the schema. So in order to use it, we are going to be using Mongoose to make our schema here. So what we're going to be doing now is going to be importing it. So basically we're going to be importing Mongoose since we need it, require, and then Mongoose. Okay, perfect. So the next thing that we are going to do is make a variable, and then inside of our variable, we are going to store our schema. So we're going to do const and then TODO schema. I'm going to make this TODO in small with a small t, and then we're going to do new mongoose dot schema, and then open parentheses and then brackets inside, and then you can just enter. And then now what we're gonna do here, so this is the field that we're making, that we're going to be requiring inside of our API basically. So if you've looked at APIs, you see that they're gonna have a description, a name, if it's listings like properties, you're gonna have properties. So those are the type of values that you want inside of your schema, inside of your API. So, but since this is just a simple to-do list, we are going to make just one value here, in which it's just going to be tasks. But I don't want to use tasks because we're going to be using tasks for calling our API. So I don't want to get things mixed up, especially with to-do, since we're also going to be using that as well. So I'll just use another synonym for to-do, which is accomplish, right? So I'm going to write accomplish, and then string, because it's going to be a string. Now, if you're looking to use data numbers, you can do that as well. So like if you're wanting to input in your API an age, you can also use number here, and then just put number. And then if you want a birth date as well, you can write a date, and that'll be acceptable as well. Just don't forget the commas there. Okay, perfect. So, but for this, we're just going to use string. Okay, so the next thing here that we're going to do is we are going to take this whole schema and set it into a variable. That way it will be easier to use afterwards. So we're going to say const and TODO with a capital T. Okay, equals mongoose dot model, and open parentheses, and then you're going to say TODO in parentheses, and then after that you're going to do TODO schema. Okay, so once again, we're in this TODO schema file, what we're doing is we are creating our schema with the value that we want inside of our API. And in order to do that, we are going to use Mongoose. So we are importing Mongoose by putting it in a variable, const mongoose equals require mongoose. That's how we use it. And then our schema, we're going to be creating it inside of a variable called TODO schema. So that's why we have const TODO schema equals new, because it's going to be a new new schema that we're making pretty much every time you hit post, or submit on the form. Okay. And then the values that we want is only going to be accomplish, and then which is going to be a string, right? So after that, we are going to take this whole schema here, and then pretty much we're going to put it in. It's kind of like putting all your eggs in one basket. So these are our eggs, and then we're putting it into the to-do basket. Okay, so we have everything, our whole schema inside of to-do variable. And then last but not least, we want to use this schema file in our server. And this goes for any other file that you're looking to use. If you want to pass information from one to the other, pretty much you have to write this down. So you have module.export equals, and then to do, the name of the variable here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So we're pretty much done with the schema, but I'll just leave this here, and then we are going to open up the server JS file, and then in order to use this file here, pretty much as normal, we have to import it. So we're going to use const, and then we're going to make to do, because remember, it's to do everything, the whole schema inside this to do. So we're bringing this to do from here, from this file, the to do schema file, to our server.js file. Okay, so we're going to write const to do equals require, and then you can press dot or period, and then and then our quotations dot period, because we're going to be searching in which folder it is. So we have the model here, and then / again, and then to do schema, and that's it. That's pretty much it here. All right, so now we can just go ahead and erase this schema because we're done with it, and that's pretty much. So now we have our to do schema completed using Mongoose, and we're ready right now for the routes. So we're on good runways now. So I'll see you in a bit in the next video.